Okay, before we start, I like to spend some time rearrange the control we have right now. Okay, so I kind of change the font or the main font into the one that I like to have. So I kind of make it is larger. And remember that the purpose of new universe and new file set are used for the user to add a universe and the file set, and we like to put them. What is the them? Which means that the universe and the file set one by one within this so-called tree view. Okay, so I kind of rearrange the user input right here. Later on, I will show you how to use it again. And since this is the chart, right? Yeah, the chart. So it's tree view one. So similarly, I change the name TRV tree view, and I call it main or file set anyway. So TRV main, fine. Let us play a little bit around this control. So navigate the properties of this tree view control. So we can see there is a collection called nodes. So each one, for example, if you take a look at this toolbox, see, this is the first hierarchy, right? The second hierarchy, third hierarchy. Excuse me, the first item. Well, we should say that is in the first category, second category, right? When you unfold the first category, a variable item will be shown up. So we like to have similar structure. We will have a first label display the universe, and then within the second label, we like to display the file set. So let me do it first. We like to have eventually like this one. All right. So when I add a node to the tree view node, which means that is the first label node. So I can add a root node. So this is root 0, 1, right? Yeah, okay. And also take a look at this property or node 0. Well, actually, the class type should be the tree. The class type should be tree node. If I remember it correctly. So node 0, and also they have property, right? See, this is a texture right here. So we have to appear look like this way. UNIV universe 1, and the second one should be the universe 2. Yeah, that's what we're going to like. So which means that once user add a new universe, it will appear as an item in the first label or this tree view or this node, tree node view anyway, tree node. So, and then if a user select one universe, and then after that the user click on the button new file set, which means that this file set will be defined on this universe, on a selected universe. So we like to let the tree view control store the object or universe which has been created one by one on the first label. And how about the second label? So suppose right now I see, this is universe 1, right? And within the properties of universe 1, you can take a look at the property. So you can see there is another. Let me see it. Universe 1 tag. Okay. Nothing special here. How about universe 2? Oh, okay, right here. Universe 1, so you can add one. You can either add the same label. For example, if I click on here, we can add the universe 3. See? This is the universe 3. But if I select the universe 1, I click on this add subtree. When I click it, you see there's another one. So right now, universe 1 has been highlighted. This kind of operation is quite similar to the application that we like to have. We like to have such similar structure. When user highlight universe 1, then once the user click on the new file set, which means that this file set will be defined on this universe. So because file set should be defined on a universe, right? So the first thing that user needs to do is highlight, which means that select one universe. So right now I selected universe 1, right? I add a node right there. And if I keep adding this one, I will add a node for node 5. And if I click on the universe 2, I add a so-called child tree, then the node will appear in the second label. And for example, what I want is that, so suppose node 3 is a Gaussian fuzzy set 1, like that, and the second one should be GAUSSIAN fuzzy set 2. So that is what we want. I mean, basically, a user create a new universe. It will put on the first label, and once user select the first label, then the fuzzy set created will be defined on the selected universe. So that's what we want. So we like to use the tree view node to store what? To store the created universe and the fuzzy set on this one. So later on, if we can see, eventually the application user interface will be like this. All right. So we have a tree view, and then if we unfold it, we will see, well, so this is the universe, this Gaussian fuzzy set. And as you can see, only one item will be highlighted. So if I click on universe 1, well, this property, select object, as I just mentioned, will set to this universe. If I click on fuzzy set, this properties grid will show the property available for modification of the fuzzy set. That is the whole purpose about using this versatile control, or user face control. That is what we want. So right now we try to do it in this way. So before doing the program, we need to study a little bit about this so-called tree view right here, TRV main one. So what is the class name of the node? Let us write a little bit about the code, and we will see what's going on. So basically, suppose right now after user click on a new universe, an item will be added. How can we do that? So right now we know the tree view name is TRV main. So let us go back to the quick event handler function right here. See right here. So we kind of create, we kind of add a chat area first, and then we extension a universe object, right? So right here. So it's about the time right here is add root node to tree view, right? So how can we do that? I mean, we can try a TRV main, right? It's a tree view dot nodes. There's a correction, right? So node correction is a correction of tree node. So right now we know each item, behind each item there is a tree node object available there. Okay, so if you want to access the zeros one, that should be used this one. So node 0 should be the zeros tree node. So we know, okay, so there is tree node. So we prepare a local variable tree node, a node, right? For a node, in order to use it, you need to create it dynamically, tree node. And there are 5 kind of constructor can be invoked. So we can specify a text, right? Well, it's okay. It's good anyway. So we can add a text to serve as a total. And also, if you have a bunch of children, you can add it right here directly. No, it's not our cases. This kind of image index somehow there. Image index, just index. Selected. Once this guy is selected, we can say that. Later on, we will invoke this constructor later on. All right, I will show you if we prepare certain kind of small image, and that will the graphic user interface will be much more, easier for us to identify it. All right. So for this moment, we simply use a string. String node will have a name, right? We have text. So what kind of should we use? Well, we can actually use what? Use the universe. The universe. My universe name. My universe title. Whoops, we did not have title special yet, right? Universe. So let us quickly add one. Well, will be much better. Okay. So we need to go back to the universe and add and create a property showing the text for us. So let me go back to the universe. And last time I just showed you how to create a property for the lower bound, right? So this time we try to add a property. So similarly, well, actually, I think it's about the time I introduced. So if I highlight it and right-click it, quick action, try to capture the data field. Okay, wait. I'm not sure about this one, but I still click on the second one. So we should add this line for you. Basically, these short versions of getting function and setting function. So since Visual Studio has added this for us, so we can simply rearrange it. So basically, the get is simple. Well, what we need to do is that since this property is highly related to a title, so I would like to change it somehow, like this one. Get simply return title, right? So that's okay. So if you have some any other guarding condition need to protect the data or title, you should do it in here. You should check the value, especially by the user first right here. But right now we have a public property called title ready for us to use. So right now in here, my universe, we can send the title for the tree node to construct it. And then you need to add it to where? To the tree view. Tree view. TRV main, right? So you kind of add a node to this collection. Add. Any collection data type always has add function to add an element to this collection. That's it. And the important thing right here is that because right now we kind of create an object, right? My universe, right? But later on, when this button is clicked again, my universe will be replaced by a new one. So we need to store the object reference somewhere, either in our main form or embedded that in a user's control. But right now we try to embed the reference of this universe object in a tree node. So how can we do that? If you take a look at the add node, there is a property called tag. Tag itself is an object, so you can get it, you can set it. So right now we try to set it. Set it to what? Set it to the reference or universe. So later on, once the user click on this add node, then we can get the reference of this universe. So that's the key point of using this tree view node, all right? So we kind of make a copy of this my universe, try to store it in the tag. So it's perfect. So right now we have a tree node ready, and we store the universe, the reference, on this node, put it on the property tag of this tree node, and then we add a node to this TRV main. All right, so it's very simple. So we just we can start using this tree node. All right, so if I click on new universe, as you can see, universe 1, right? If I click again, universe 2, universe 3, right? And then we have a chart area ready for that, right? But right now, if I click on, because right now the public grid is always represent the last stored one, right? So it's the universe 3. This is the universe 3, right? Again, because we have added this property, so title 3 is already there. If I click on this guy, well, nothing happened. Click on this guy, nothing happened. Because right now the property grid simply show the properties of the lastly created universe, right? So logic is not okay. But how can we do that? If we use the click on a universe, the property grid shall show the property of the selected universe, right? How can we do that? All right, so let us think about it. So let me clean the node first. So initially, delete it. So make sure everything is okay, is working. So right now, if I click on one, universe 1 is ready, right? So universe 1 is there. But for somehow, if I change it into the, supposing this universe is H, right? Hit return. Nothing happened, right? Nothing happened. Well, the name should, this node name should be changed into the H's, right? So how can we do that? And if I click on, if we add another one to universe 2, so suppose I, as you can see, the universe 2 is this guy, right? So if I select the universe 1, the property grid, the selected object of this property grid should be changed to the previous node, right? That is the logic we like to have. So let us solve the problem one by one. At first, let us just make sure once the selection change, the property grid, the target is changed too. So how can we do that? Once you click on it, this is tree view. So let's explore a little bit about the properties of this tree view first. All right, selected. Okay, selectable. Select the image in the select image key, show line. You can try that something. Okay, show line, show size, select image. Fine. I think nothing special right here, right? So how about we check the and show selected. Well, later on we might try to find out. So let us check the event. A bunch of events associated with the tree view can be specified right here. After select, well, it's a default event, right? So after an item is selected, when this event happens, we need to change, right? We will check which one has been selected, and then we will highlight. Anyway, we will specify the property grid, the selected object to be that guy, right? So we subscribe after select event. And after one is selected, you can see there is a parameter E. We can check E. As you can see, there is a property E, because this is a event handling function. So once a user select an item, then trigger this event. So since you have subscribed this event, so execution will be came to this line. And once this function is invoked, the selected item, selected node has been specified within these parameters. So that is the beauty of this event handling function. So actually, e.node is exactly the node selected by the user. Okay, and remember that since we kind of store the reference of the universe within this node by specifying the reference to its tag property, right? So we can access the tag, right? Okay, as a tag. So that is the object. When the user click on a tree node, on a tree view, then the node's tag is currently the tag is an object of the universe. So we can simply set the tag into where? Into the property grid, property grid. The property, excuse me. The name of the property grid is the property grid dot selected object, right? Okay, there's no any type casting required because tag is an object and assigned to the object, so everything is regarded as object, whether it is a object or universe or whether it is a file system. It's okay. It's okay. So simply it's up to this point. Let us check it. Suppose I add a universe 1, universe 2, universe 3. When I highlight, you see currently the selected object is universe 3. So if I click on universe 2, you see it's universe 2. Click on this guy, universe 1. So I can change the lower bound. So for example, if I split into 0, universe 1, universe 2, minus 5, universe 3. Well, change into minus 7, right? It's okay. The one does not seem so okay is the title. We like the display, the node display to be consistent with the title of the universe, right? And that requires a little bit about programming. I'm not going to show you how to do that, but you can try it by yourself. So once the guy change the title, then the one, because as you can remember, suppose I click on this one, and I do change something, change it into probably age, and when I hit a return, that means what? A property has been changed. The property has been changed, right? The property has been changed. And the node right now, the text of this node should be changed into the age too, right? So how can we do that? I mean, you guys studied first. Currently, I'm not going to show you how to do that, but you can try it by yourself to make the name shown up of this node consistent with the title of this universe. So that is left to you to try it, okay? To try it. But the problem is that if I move cursor, as you can see, if I move cursor to this control, somehow the highlight has disappeared. So I like to resume that. Let me check the property setting of this tree node. I cannot remember what kind of property it is. Let me carefully go through it. That should be related to the appearance, right? Not behavior. Focus, data, design, behavior, outlook, checkbox, border. The color. For color, I didn't hide. Draw mode. No. Okay, there is a property called full row select. So let me try to change into the true high selection. Yeah, here, high selection true. I should turn it to false. No, we like the selection always shown. So make sure you change this high selection. Okay, full row selection does not matter at all. I resume it. So make sure you do change the high selection into false. So let us check it. Universe 1, universe 2, universe 3. Highlight. See? When I move it. So still there is a highlight. Even though it's gray in gray color, it's okay because we know where universe has been highlighted. If I change the name into ages, right? If I hit enter or complete this title modification, well, this universe 2, the text should be changed too. How can we do that? Try it by yourself. Try to figure out the relationship between these two guys and try to figure it out by yourself. All right, I'm not going to do that for you in this moment. All right, okay, so this is the universe 1, universe 2, but right now its title is different. It's here, okay, but not just the you see, not just the title only. You see that universe 2, if it user changes the title into the age, right? The universe 2 right here, the axis should be changed too, right? So we go back to the ages. Well, I will show you how to do that. Means update the title of the x-axis. How can we do that? We go back to the universe, right? So universe. Well, let us take a look at the universe. We have a universe. We have a chart area, right? So we have an x-axis ready for you. And if a user changes the title, well, so right now title has been changed. So what should we do? Remember that chart area, right? It's right here, the area, we call it the area. So the area dot axis, right? There is a title, right? Into new one. So make sure you figure out the relationship between them. So right now we kind of use the public grid to let the user modify the parameter, including the title, right? So if I change the age, enter, you see age is changed too. But the tree view node, because these two guys were lightly connected, only through the tag, right? Only through tag. So you need to change it. How you should do that? I mean, somehow. I mean, currently, you just try it by yourself. And then, so once the user select the universe, and then the user select fuzzy set, click on the new fuzzy set. This fuzzy should be defined, should be created, right? And using what? Using this universe. If I select the universe tool, click this guy, the universe tool will be the selected target. That means for the user to create fuzzy set on that universe. So you need to pay attention to that. So it is better. I mean, let's check our code. So suppose right now user click on a universe, click on universe. Then we need to do something. All right. So let us go back to the function after select, right? So we know not attack. But right now we need to, well, since the user has specified a new object, right? And our new fuzzy set logic is right here. So we simply use my universe for the Gaussian fuzzy set to be instantiated. So we need to make sure my universe has been selected correctly, right? Okay, all right. So how can we do that? Well, so in this event, once the user click on a guy, we need to identify whether that guy is a universe or a fuzzy set, right? So how can we do that? So in this moment, if a user click a node and the label, this public call label is 0, that means it's the root node. So since it's a root node, so we know the guy's click is a universe object. So it's a little bit tricky, but you can do that. So up to this point, check. Okay, we need to find the target. So suppose if that node, right now, you know, the selected node has been sent in through these parameters, right? And we check the properties of the node. As you can see, the tag we have been using that, right? There's also a label called label. Label is a tree node on tree view control. The depths start from 0. So if the label is equal to 0, that means what? It is an universe, right? Otherwise, if that node's label equal 1, that means it is a fuzzy set, right? So we kind of specify the selected universe or selected fuzzy set and make sure we do update these two data variables, my universe, my fuzzy set. So right now I kind of a little bit change the object name to reflect the intrinsic meaning of this variable. So my universe, all right, I like to change the name. See, start from here, and then I change the target. T-A-R-G-E-T, target universe. So this variable keep changing, right? Once the user add a new one, so it will keep changing. And if user select one, we also update it, so we call it the target universe. So if it is a universe right now selected, I mean, if a user click on a node and it is in the first table, and definitely it's a universe. So right now I kind of assign my universe. Excuse me, not my universe, target universe. Okay, target the universe. Set into what? e.node.tag. But the problem came out because what? We all know the target is an object. It's an upper label. It's an object or upper label. But right now the universe is a derived class called universe. But we know tag is in fact an object of the universe. So in this case, you need to cast it. Cast it. 叫做转型哈 cast. So how can you cast an object into another data type? It's very simple. You simply type the universe. You simply type. You simply use the type name and use a pair of parentheses in front of this object, which means that I kind of cast this tag from type of object into type of universe, and then we can assign into the target universe. So in this case, it will be good. I mean, when user select a universe, it kind of updating my universe, right? So then a user will select the type of fuzzy set, click on this button, and then a fuzzy set will be created and defined on this universe, right? So that is our purpose. All right. So up to this point, then let us extend the functionality of this new fuzzy set click. So if the select index is 0, that means a Gaussian fuzzy set, right? So we create a new Gaussian fuzzy set. You can see, so target universe has been updated by the user selection. It's okay. So we have my fuzzy set ready. All right, so my fuzzy set is ready, right? It's updated. My fuzzy set is ready. Then it's about the time create a tree node to host this fuzzy set, right? All right, tree node. It's a local variable, a node created, new tree node. How about the name, tree name? Well, similarly, what I can do is that my fuzzy set title. Nothing came out, right? Because we did not specify this property yet. All right, title. Well, so let me do it very quickly. So let us go back to the fuzzy set. See that? Does not matter if it is a Gaussian or anything, because the title right now is special on the generic class. So what I can do, see, highlight the title. It's better, right? So watch out. So I kind of prepare public string, right? String. Capitalize T-I-T-L-E. That's it. So kind of add a public property. So I can set. Well, I can use a short expression since title does not have anything. For the get, it's very simple. Let me try it. Get. This is so-called lambda operate. Kind of return title. How about the set? Well, we need to do something somehow like this one. But currently, I do not do any guarding checking. So I simply accept the new value here. So I have public title string ready for us to use. So let's go back to the main form. So right now, tree node do have a name, so I can use my fuzzy set title. Wait, and similarly, take a look. Oh, all right. So a node, then a node. Tag. I kind of store the reference or the fuzzy set, my fuzzy set, within the tag. Okay, and then it's about the time we do what? We add this add node to the parent node. Parent node is one. is a node of the universe, right? So, and also that is closely related to what? That is closely related to the property of this tree view. So how can we accept that? So tree main trv main dot. There is a property called selected node. Selected node. So we know selected node actually is what? Selected node is a universal node. So in this first level node, there is a property called nodes, right? It's a parent node. Excuse me, it's children node. Try to add this one, add a node. Okay, let us see what's going on. So basically, it's similar to the creation, similar to the add-ins of our universe. You see, we have a new universe already there, target universe, right? So like that. So we have a node ready for this target universe. The universe tag stored there, and then tree view, because it's the first label, so it's very easy. We simply use trv main node added. But right now, not trv main, it's a selected node. And the property is children nodes, the collection of children node. Add this node to it. So the results turn out to be like that. Universe 1, Universe 2, Universe 3. If I select the Universe 2 and I select a Gaussian function, I click on the new what is set, right? And then if you unfold the Universe 2, you can see the Gaussian function set 1. If this guy is still highlighted, okay, if you change it, all right, if you change it, if a user specify a new fuzzy set, the problem came out, right? Because right now it is not a fuzzy set, but excuse me, it is not a universe. We cannot add a fuzzy set on it. So this button, the inability of this button should be depend on the selection, right? If this selection is on the first label, on zeroth label, then this button is ready for the user to click to create a fuzzy set on this universe. However, if the second one is selected, actually we are trying to modify the property right here, right? It should not allow this button to be clickable. So make sure your logic is reasonable correctly in order to prevent an exception happen, all right? So you need to design your application for proof. All right, so let us go back a little bit to the after select. See, after select, tree view after select. If a guy click on the label 0, right? It's okay there, all right? So the target universe will be switched, and also what should we do? Okay, if a guy select the first label, zeroth label, excuse me, zeroth label, so btn new fuzzy set enable true. Otherwise, btn fuzzy set enable false, right? You need to think about this kind of user interface logic in order to create a so-called foolproof user interface. So I create fuzzy set 2 is ready. So I suppose a Gaussian fuzzy set, add a new fuzzy set. It is specified within here. But if so as you can see, so right now, well, it's not consistent at all. You see that? By default, this property grid has been targeted to the newly created fuzzy set. It's inconsistent right now. It's inconsistent. See, if I click on this guy, okay, this is universe 2, fuzzy set. It's all right. But this time it's okay because once I click on Gaussian fuzzy set, you see, this button is disabled. If I click on universe again, it's available. It's enabled too. So the problem is still not correct. So once I create a new fuzzy set, see, if I I create another Gaussian fuzzy set, right? The properties right now, well, what should we do? We should select this guy, right? Select this guy, because by default, once the user, well, that depends on you. I mean, either way. Right now, I kind of once I add a new fuzzy set, then the property grid has been set it to associate with this object. If it is not your scenario, for example, if I prefer, well, once universe 2 has been highlighted, it keep highlighted there, and in this way, user can keep select new fuzzy set and then click on this new fuzzy set button. So a bunch of a series of fuzzy set will be defined. It's much more useful for the user. So in this case, we need to change a little bit about this new fuzzy set logics. So let's go back to the new fuzzy set logic. So then we are not going to let this happen. See? So we simply create an object or a particular fuzzy set. Then we create a node. We store the reference in the tag. We added this node to the selected node as a child node. That's it. We're not going to specify the property. We are not going to change the target of the property grid. Today, the property grid simply focus on the selected universe. All right. So this is universe 1, universe 2, universe 3. Suppose I click on universe 2. This universe 2, right? Universe 3, universe 1, and then use the select Gaussian function. Add one Gaussian function. Add another Gaussian function. Add another one. So still, this property just focus on this universe. And then, if a user want to change the parameter of the Gaussian fuzzy set, he can select this guy. So in this time, it's work perfectly. See, the property grid showed a variable property of this fuzzy set one. If I select fuzzy set 2, fuzzy set 2, fuzzy set 3, if I change the mean to 5, enter. As you can see, the line has been updated. If I click on the universe 3, again, Gaussian fuzzy set, add a Gaussian fuzzy set, another Gaussian fuzzy set, another Gaussian fuzzy set. Click on this guy, fuzzy set 6, right? So if I change it into the high, it's IGH, nothing happened, right? So similarly, think it how to solve this problem. If a user change the title of a fuzzy set, remember that this name should be changed too, right? The title, which is similar to the universe, and also the name should be changed. I think I will leave it as an exercise. You guys try to do that. Try to make the logic UI logical flawless. Okay, make sure everything is consistent anyway somehow by yourself. You can try it. All right, try to do it. Okay. All right, it's almost done. All right, but the problem is that you need to get familiar with the setting the anchor right here. So the layout is not good at all. So I kind of try to change it a little bit, rearrange my user interface somehow a little bit. Okay, so I move this curve to this place, and like that. Okay, we started. So then I can use up all the space, all the screen space. New one. Click at this guy, and then select for the set, new one, there. All right. So probably you would like to do what? You would like to not fold. I mean, if the second layer's node is added, you are not going to just study the property of this tribute node. Okay. So let me do it. So once a new fuzzy set added, right? Tribute main added. So let me try that. It's I think it's a function trv main. No. Let me check the functionality. Enable drop bitmap. Begin invoke. Bring to from. Okay, right here. Collapse all. There's a function collapse all. Oops, excuse me. Collapse all, 收合 collapse. No, I should expand exp excuse me, expand all. So make sure you expand all. New universe, new file set. Oops, it's crashed because I did not select any type of the file set. All right, it's reasonable. So try to avoid such kind of exception happen, right? To make your okay, select one Gaussian. Again Gaussian. Universe 2 Gaussian. So as you can see, it is expand everything. So right now you can see both label on the center, and manually you can fold it, collapse it, and once I add a new file, it expanded too. So provided you can ask the tree view to show everything right there. Okay, so up to this point, it's okay. It's all right. So I think that is the function we like to have, right? And how about for this set? So if we change the standard deviation to 2, enter. It's more like that. 1, enter. Okay. So this left to you as an exercise. Try to update the series title, and then the text. Well, how can you well, all right, let me try to do it. If something has changed, right? If something has changed, it is related to the title property. So how can we do that? So you need to subscribe an event of this guy. This is a property grid, right? So property grid it's another control. Still, it has bunch of event specified. Let us take a look at the default event. Oops, excuse me. Click is a default event, but that's not the one that we like to have. Property sort value change, property value change. So each item is a property value, right? Each row is a property. So property name appear in the left. Right hand side is the current value available for the users to modify. So your property value change. So let us just try it. And if we subscribe this event, all right, so property here. So set a breakpoint right here. It's okay. Set a breakpoint. So let us see what will happen. Okay, so new universe, right? Universe selected. Universe 1 here. So I like to change it to AGE. Enter. Once I hit enter, you can see that. And I invoke this event happen. And you can try to look into this event handler by checking the associated parameter C, E right here. Unfold it. Okay, change item, right? The item is title. Change the item is title. So you know that, well, this time the change the properties, change the item is called title. Property grid, property description entity, and all the value, universe 1. Okay, change the item. Now, okay, so property is changed. Property change. Well, actually, what you can do is that, suppose right now it's the selected object is well, either way, well, the one my PA is that either it is my universe, right, or my universe. So whether it is property, the modification is on universe or on fuzzy set, right? And the one has been highlighted, right? Has been specified in the target universe and my fuzzy set, right? So you can always blindly just update the title. It's okay, right? So if I kind of blindly, it is not good, it's not smart, but it will work anyway. Blindly update text or a node with the title of the object. All right, so I know I can know, well, right now if target the universe, okay, if target the universe, we have a target universe. We have updated the title, right? And that would have assigned it to what? So you need to identify whether it is the selected node. Well, the selected node attribute is well. So let me just do the logic a little bit for you. So if trv main selected node, there is a property. The one has been selected by the user. Its label, if its label equals 0, right? Then we know target universe is the target, right? So the trv main selected node dot text will be changed into the target universe title. Else, you should do it by yourself. Well, in other cases, that should be the fuzzy set. So it's very easy. I mean, but the key point is that you need to subscribe the event or this guy, because this event is triggered by this change, right? By property change. So if I specify universe, so click on universe 2. So right now I try to change the title or universe. When I hit enter, you see, we kind of execute this line. Let me continue. So you change it to H, which is consistent. So right now I solve this problem for you. But for this, you need to do that by yourself, all right? So suppose in H, I kind of special Gaussian function add the fuzzy set there, and then click on edit. And this is young ages, all right? Hit enter. Nothing happened, all right? So this line should be changed into a young. You need to do that by yourself. And also, that will turn out to be young Gaussian FS and should be changed. Do it by yourself, and then follow the similar logic. I think you can find the solution somehow. All right. Okay. So the trick is that either way, this is a tree node. Tree node will state on the different kind of label, and then we know whether it is universal or a Gaussian function. And tree node do have property called text. Initially, we use the newly created object, the title object, to specify the title, right? But later on, if the title has been changed, we need to manually change the text or the node to make the user interface consistent. Anyway, please do it by yourself, okay? And later, I mean, the final problem is that let us go back to the universe. The last things I like to invite you is that take a look at this guy, title, right? Title. All right, so fine. I have a capitalized title. The property is ready for it. But do you really need to have this data? Do you really need this data field? And how about the lower bound and upper bound? Do you need that? As you can see, the lower bound has been used to where? Well, let us check. Once the universe has been instantiated, right? It's has been instantiated. Then title will be used to specify the access title. Lower bound is used to specify the minimum, right? And upper bound has been used to specify the maximum. So it tells us that, well, actually, this guy, the chart area, this object is a very large object. A lot of memory has been specified within this chart area. Actually, we don't need this. We don't need to declare this data, and also the lower bound, upper bound. So we kind of change a little bit about this data figure. We still need the increment, but somehow we like to remove the title, lower bound, and upper bound. But in this case, problem came out, right? Well, Well, a guy will try to get the lower bound, right? Try to set the lower bound. And where is your lower bound? Well, lower bound has been specified within the chart area, right? So in this case, I kind of change it, the philosophy. Well, since I don't have a data field called lower bound, but I simply return the area axis x minima. It's the same, right? Right? Yeah, it's the same. So how about the upper bound? I don't have an upper bound, but right now it's the area x-axis maximum. The lower bound, the new value should be smaller than the maximum. Then in this case, I will change the minima. Right? Minima. How about increment? Yeah, well, increment is very simple. I use the x-axis maxima divided by 99. But again, well, if you insist that I'm not going to use 99, well, probably you will special another property let the user to do that. Int numbers or points somehow equal 99. So it's up to you. So right now, I do not let the user have this kind of choice. User cannot arbitrarily specify the number of points. I mean, the resolution is fixed. I mean, just 100 points. So either way, you can specify a new data field and then set a property, private property for the user to change it. It's up to you. So if I have this data special, I can use this one. So make the resolution of your universe consistent somehow. Okay. So in this case, I do not need the lower bound, upper bound data field at all. But how about the title? Again, title right here, right? All right. So it's about, well, I simply return what? The area x-axis title, right? They are the same. They are the same thing. I don't need to waste the memory for that. I can directly add a title to it. And so similarly, once a user changes the title, I directly change the title of the x-axis. Okay. Title equal title. So I don't need to set a lowercase title anymore. See, that is the view. And how about this title? Initialization, right? This is initial value, right? So the initial value is that the area dot x-axis dot title capitalized. The property convention is just capitalize the first letter. All right. So see, this one is not needed anymore. How about lower bound? The area lower bound initial value is what? Initial value should be 0, 10.0, right? So that means this is 0, 10.0. It's okay. And initial value just universe 1, 2, 3, right? So it's title. And how about the set lower bound? There's no any necessary right now since we have property. So it's about the time we delete this so-called setter and the getter, this kind of function. We don't need that because the C# do have a property ready for you to serve as this kind of getter and setter functionality. So we don't need that anymore. So it's pretty neat. I mean, it's for our universe right now, because universe is closely related to the chart and the chart area, right? So everything in the maximum and minimum has been stored in the x-axis objects or the chart area. So everything just directly point to that. The code still work perfectly. Okay, so we have bug. If the comparison does not pass, then you go to this error list and then double click the first one to get the problem first. See, this is the previous I mean, invocation. We kind of use this one. So all right, so this is the original code, so we don't need that anymore, right? Target or bound. All right, so we simply delete it. So in creating a new universe, we instantiate a new chart area first. So make sure the chart to create a new chart area, and then we new extension object universe. Use this chart and the chart area. So everything initialization has been done there. And then we set the property grid, the property, the select object property to be the targeted universe. All right. And then we enable the button training. Okay, so everything is okay right now. And similarly, I might like to change the object name. So if you want to change your object name or variable name, highlight it. Use the renaming functionality. So similarly, I like to call it target, T-A-R-G-E-T, target for this set. Because the user, whoops, well, if you fail, okay, just resume everything. Start it again from the very beginning. Otherwise, T-A-R-G-E-T, applied it. So target for this set, target set. Okay, so new universe. Title. Okay, so the logic will be a little bit problem. There will be problem. Let me see. Chat area. Oh, okay. The chart is C, right? We did not assign the area. So you see, the area is the chart area not. But right now the user has supplied a chart area, so that is a mistake. So it's kind of a runtime error. Okay. So the chart, the area should be the CA, chart area, right? Chart area. New universe. Second one, Gaussian. So Gaussian 47. Gaussian 47. I changed the excuse me, it's the universe. So again, right now, even though the logic sounds perfect, all right, but let us take a look. Suppose right now I have a Gaussian for this set, right here, and I change the standard deviation to 1. Enter. Oh no, probably 5. Well, that's too much. Mean with 5. Standard deviation maybe 3. Enter. Okay, make it smaller. 2. Enter. Okay, so that is the way. But after everything has been done, right? Everything done. If I select the universe 2, and lower bound is 0, right? Lower bound is 0. But I like to change it. I like to change it into maybe -10. Enter. You see, this point are missing, somehow missing. Well, the problem is that a fuzzy set will depend on a universe, right? And if a universe do change its property, the dependent one should change accordingly, right? But right now we did not implement this kind of mechanism. Okay, so far I think it's okay. I don't know, maybe okay, so hold on a minute. I will check about the requirement or assignment 2. Because we are about to introduce a new style called event handling. Such kind of thing. Well, let me check about the assignment 3. So our assignment 3 does not ask you that to write so-called event specification. So we are going to cover that in the next assignment. So far, you just conducting your assignment up to this point will be okay. Okay. And you guys might think about that, well, what if I delete 1? So probably you will provide a delete function somehow. So once a guy click on universe, this delete button, so this one will be removed. It's very easy. I mean, you can try it by yourself, okay? So at the end of this project, I'd like you guys to make sure the interface logic is flawless. That means everything is okay. And if you like, you can add a button. Once the guys select, well, for example, let me show you. I mean, if it is called btn delete. Okay, btn delete. And the bottom face initialize delete. So you need to take care about the enableability. Okay, so initially it is not going to able, right? So basically it just remove an item, tree renal item. Okay, so during the implementation, I think it's very simple. So probably PRV main. You need to identify anyway. I need the selected node. Selected node. Okay, we like to delete it, but you need to know whether it is in the first label and second label, right? So if TRV main selected node that label equals 0, right? Use 0. So what? PRV main nodes. It's a correction. It's a correction. So once you get this node, so this node, the selected node, if the label is 0, and definitely it is store in this correction, right? So simply remove it. Otherwise, that should be what? That should be 50% node. So you need to do that by yourself anyway. So I simply, delete the tree node. It's okay for me. Alright. So if I click on Universe 2, I cannot delete, but the problem came out. Well, how about this guy, chart area 2? So you need to make sure, if you add this delete button, you make sure this chart area 2, well, it should be chart area 1, chart area 0 right here. Chart area 2 is removed accordingly. Okay, so that should be done by you, and to make sure everything is consistent. Okay, before I leave, let us take a look at this user interface. Okay, so as you can see right now, our universe has a low bound title, right? But these two properties, there is a category called others. So by default, these three properties has been categorized into a others category. If you like to design, design the property, the classification of the property in a serious way, you need to define the category of each property. So how can we do that? And also sometimes, if I click on a property, you see there is a space showing up some detailed information about this property, right? So right here in this box. If you like to add something for the user to understand the properties or the property, okay, there's some attribute or some specification of this property, you can do it. By putting some texture right here. So how can we add that? So let us go back to our universe and go to the property specification right here. So it's a row bound, right? So in front of the declaration, in front of the declaration or property, we kind of add a so-called attribute. Attribute is quite similar to the property, but this is a property. This is a property. We can add some attribute to the property to let it show in the user interface. Probably always start from pair or right bracket or square bracket, and then you need to type the name of the attribute. The attribute name should be called category. C-A-T-E-G-O-R-Y. Category. Okay, it's almost like a constructor invocation. So category is a class actually. In fact, it's a class, attribute class. So it's not separate, right? So never mind. Because this class has been specialized in the component model. So if error came in out, simply let the Visual Studio add this namespace for you, category. And within the category, you can supply a string that will help the property classification. So we might like to have called what? Lower bound parameters. Okay. So I've added this category, right? Category. And also, you can add another attribute. Another attribute is called description. Similarly, like a function, like an object instantiation. I will add a category object, add a description object, and put in the value within this constructor. So since it's lower bound, the lower bound or the UNIVERSC, which should be smaller than the upper bound somehow. Okay, just make a decision. So we kind of add this so-called attribute to the in front of the lower bound. So we really actually add the properties and the attribute to this property lower bound, but we do not add anything for the increment and the title, right? So let us see what's going on. Universe. Again, universe. So as you can see, right now the public key do have categorized, right? Parameters. Lower bound, the classification has been classified into the parameter category. The other two does not have specified any category, so it will be put in the others. Once you click on the lower bound, well, extra information show up. The lower bound of the universe, which let me check it. Well, space is not good enough. So that will make your property grid much more professional anyway. So try to add an attribute to the property of your class. Okay. See, if we highlight it, the lower bound of the universe, which should be smaller than the upper bound. Once I click a title, nothing happened. There is no any category to categorize it, and there is no actual explanation about the title. Alright, so that's it. I think for assignment 3, that will be all. So make sure your UI, the logical, your UI manipulation logically, and that's it.